It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, I mean thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. We'll watch the Brooklyn Nets in this one as they go up against the Detroit Pistons. Well, for Detroit, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. Well, we're just getting started with the Stan Van Gundy rebuild in Detroit. He's got full control and will start to build the roster to his liking. Shaq, you played for him for a while. How do you see him shaking things up in Detroit?
You know, he's a pretty good X&O man, very focused guy. So he's going to focus on players who can hit the three and spread the floor on offense. He'll also look to get players who are solid defensively. I just hope they can keep up with the, come on, get back on defense. What are you doing?
Oh, that's Van Gundy. I thought he was in the building, man. You're a great imitator of people, man. But, you know, he had a lot of success with one big man down in Orlando with that spread offense.
Don't you say it.
Okay, with Dwight Howard, not Superman, but the ingredients are there for Detroit. And they, you know, drafted the young kid, Stanley Johnson, so we'll see what happens.
That is all the time we have right now. But we will be back later, I promise.
Come on, Ernie.
This is 2K Sports broadcasting from Brooklyn, New York, as the Nets take it to the hardwood here at the Barclays Center. And it's back to Detroit for the Pistons at the conclusion of today's game. And it's the Pistons to start out. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Marcus Morris is out there with Andre Drummond, and it's Harris in at small forward. Now, here is Morris. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Here's Caldwell Pope, and it's Lynn with the rebound. And for Detroit, they come in off a good outing against Oklahoma City.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
And guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done. And that has to make you feel good as a group.
And a great job of taking advantage of the steal there to get those easy ones in transition.
You know, that's exactly how you draw it up, Greg, on the board. I mean, good defensive work, aggressive play in the open court. Those two things are hand in glove when they work together.
Over to the wing. Plenty of space. And he can't bank that one in.
And Brook Lopez, guys, started the season as the starting center for the Nets last year, but it didn't end up that way.
Scola, a screen on Drummond. Hollis Jefferson passes to Scola. Screen by Scola, just 5 to shoot. The 15-footer, and so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul.
And for Louis Scola, a very different role for him over the last 2 years. I mean, he was a starter for most of his career, then signed with Indiana, who had David West at the 4. Off the bench, though, Scola still played efficiently, but he was just used to putting up much bigger numbers for other teams.
And that one falls for Luis Scola. Greg, you were talking about Scola. He has the physical skills, Clark, to make a difference.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's not spectacular in anything, but he's really solid in just about everything. A pro's pro, and he adds value, tremendous value to any team he's on.
And he makes both free throws. Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
And here is Lynn. 11 points for him in that last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Here's Kilpatrick. The dish to Lopez. Lopez, a screen on Jackson. Lynn kicks to Lopez. Detroit with the rebound.
And I bet most people forget that the Pistons did make the playoffs for 8 straight years before this current drought. It's been a long rebuild process for them recently, but I think they're making progress and moving in the right direction. There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Lynn with it. He gives a bit of a scoring lift to the team, averaging 8 points a game. Lopez, a screen on Jackson. Lynn, offensive rebound. Detroit leading by 3. Caldwell Pope dishes to Jackson. All alone. That misses off the backboard.
And for the Pistons, they seem to have a direction and plan now that just wasn't the case before. It won't be easy to get back into the postseason, but I really feel like they are on the right path.
Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to Cleveland.
And the issues they had defensively, in part, I thought, was a huge factor. Really compounded, I think, because it was a road game for them.
Well, you know, they gave the crowd a bunch to cheer about. And when you do that, you put yourself in a really tough position trying to come away with the road win. The shots aren't dropping yet. They've missed 4 of their first 5 shots.
Out of bounds, Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
I had a chance to talk with the head coach for Brooklyn. He told me that he's looking forward to this matchup. Their first look at this team so far this season. He said they'll look to play up defensively. As usual, their length and shot blocking a great deterrent inside. Kevin?
Thank you very much, Doris. So it's mainly about defense for them early on.
And it won't just be early. I mean, it'll be about D all game long.
Yeah, and he made that point very clearly and emphatically to Doris and his players. I think we're going to see an intense defensive performance today.
First one falls for him.
And guys, Reggie Jackson was at the end of a yo-yo last season. He starts at Oklahoma for an injured Westbrook. Westbrook comes back, sends Jackson to the bench. Then Oklahoma sends Jackson to Detroit, where he fills in for another injured starter in Brandon Jennings for the rest of the year.
Both free throws good from Jackson. Now getting back to Jackson, he showed several times last season that he has that starter ability. The Thunder knew they wouldn't have the money to re-sign him, Clark, in free agency, so they traded him to avoid losing him for nothing.
Yeah, that's a good move. And with the Pistons, Jackson finished the season strong, while the Thunder, without Jackson or Durant's contributions, missed the playoffs for the first time in years.
Detroit leading by 3. He dishes it to Harris. Shot from 12. And that one hits back iron.
You know, he really just tried to do a little too much there. He shouldn't be afraid to kick that one back out.
Lynn sets the pick for Scola. Lopez against Jackson. Unloads from 9. And that one's good by Lopez. Lopez has got his first 2 points of the night.
My, he is so adept at finishing in the low post.
The Pistons have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Here's Marjanovic, defended by Lynn, and he gets it to go.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Here's Kilpatrick, looking for his first basket still in this one. Kicks to Lynn. Lopez, a screen on Jackson. Inside, and there's Lopez. That's good on the assist by Lynn.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
That's good.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Nets trail by 3. Pass to Kilpatrick. Lopez a screen. Scola left side. Rebound, Detroit.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Lynn against Jackson. He feeds it to Harris. He shoot again. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
And guys, when you go to look for holes in the game of Tobias Harris, there really aren't any. One of the hardest workers in our league. If he has any weakness at all, it's his average size speed combo, which most likely will keep him from becoming the perennial all-star type.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And then for Detroit, John Lure, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Reggie Bullock comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Smith subbed in for Jackson. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. On the topic of Tobias Harris, you'll love that he can contribute in every category of play. He's a solid face-up shooter. Clark, he's getting better with his back to the basket. You can see movement forward all the time.
I love what this young man has shown thus far. You mentioned those things he does. He'll also rebound for you, get loose balls. He does the little things, understands what it takes to win. The consummate pro and team player. You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
After the Nets' big moves the past couple years, they were looked at as an older team, but you break it down, and you know, Greg, they're not as old as you think.
Actually have the 5th youngest team of anyone in the postseason. And so, though they seem older just because so many of their players had playoff experience or came into the league at a young age.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And, you know, for the Nets, the roster's average age was about 2 years younger at the end of the 2015 season than where they were at the end of 2014. They made a point to get younger.
Johnson, he's checked in for Detroit. Now here's Vasquez. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. There's a screen by Robinson. Now here is Ford, covered by Smith. Vasquez, that's good. Vasquez has got his first points of the game.
And even though the Nets were younger last season, they were tough in tight games, playing really like a bunch of veterans, and went 10-2 on the year in games decided by 3 or fewer points. And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Pistons leading by 7. Now Smith. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
Attacking the rack to great effect.
And not hesitating at all to pound it inside here early.
All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Detroit.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
And the free throw, no good. They might be named after a car part, but the Pistons had a rough go of things on the road, Clark. I had to use it. They just couldn't stay consistent away from home.
They couldn't. Only won 14 road games, and that number is not enough to get you to the playoffs.
Booker, the feed to Ford. Three-pointer off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Smith the pass to Bullock. Nice ball movement by Detroit. And stolen by Booker. Pass to Foy. Smith with the defensive effort.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
And guys, for the Pistons' bad road record, a lot of it was due to their poor start on the road. Only managed to win one of their first 9 games, and that tends to take the confidence away from a young team.
Now, here is Smith. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Here's Lure. Here's Marjanovic, and he jams it with authority.
And Kevin, plays like that are really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Clark, look at them. They are really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. And that's a little salt in the wound there. I mean, they take a miss and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts.
Timeout called, the Nets.
You know, the last thing I'll say about the Pistons on the road, typically you have to be close to 500 on the road in order to make the playoffs. The Pistons won 7 in a row at one point on the road, but by then they had fallen too far back.
Vasquez kicks to Foy. Passes to Booker. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. We take a look at the Pistons. They're in the upper part of the conference records right now, in 5th place. And checking out Brooklyn, right now, quite a ways down below.
And right now for Brooklyn, there were fears they'd be one of the NBA's doormats this season. Those fears have turned out to be well-founded.
And, you know, I don't think they need to wait for the offseason to start making some changes. I think they can start the rebuilding process right now.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
You know, the Nets really kind of drifted along for the first part of last season, treaded water, but after the All-Star break, they stepped on the gas, put themselves right back in the playoff picture.
Both free throws good from Booker. As you mentioned, the Nets were great after the break, had the 3rd best record post-All-Star break in the East.
Yeah, and how about winning 13 of their first 22 after the break? And sometimes with a new coach and system, it takes a while to kind of figure things out. And that seemed to be the case with the Nets last year.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Pistons leading by 6. Smith outside. Inside. Stolen by Robinson. Now, here is Foy. He's tightly guarded. No good from Booker. Detroit's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Johnson goes in. That one goes. Count it.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Vasquez. There's the pick. Dishes it to Bennett. Now here is Foy. Lock at 6. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark in 2 for 4.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Now here is Smith, covered by Foy. Smith outside. And the pass to Johnson. Back to Smith. Pull from the top of the key. No good off the front iron. Nets trail by 6. 1:39 left here in the opening quarter. Here's Foy. He kicks it to Robinson. The Nets working the ball around now. Vasquez. Good on the three-point shot. Vasquez has got 5 now.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Now here is Smith. Feeds it to Bullock. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 42% to begin this game. Vasquez can't get it to go.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Lure can't hit. Lure's gone 1 of 3 from the field here. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That's his first foul. Morris is checked in for Detroit. Jackson comes in for Johnson.
Marcus Morris. Reggie Jackson.
There's 45 seconds left to play in the first quarter. There's a screen by Robinson. Foy with it. Now Smith defending. 4 on the clock. Here's Vasquez. It's good. This game is all even. Vasquez has got 8 points.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
That's 2 in a row, and we call that a streak.
Smith dishes to Lure. Stolen by Robinson. Here we go, all alone. Ahead, here's Vasquez. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Detroit's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Here's Morris. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
And I know he's got to be upset at himself for shooting so poorly at the line. So I would think he'll be doing everything he can to bring those numbers up.
That one misses. Rejected by Harris. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Pistons ahead, up by 1. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league, from going undrafted out of Harvard to where he is now. He says he remains very grateful. Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lin has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even those who started out humble. like Lynn.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
You always like it when your team doesn't settle for outside shots, and that's been the case here early on.
Yeah, I agree with you. They've done a nice job, Greg, working it low and not taking the easy way out on offense, keeping that pressure on the defense by going inside.
Here are the five. Detroit has to start the second quarter. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Andre Drummond is out there with Marcus Morris, and it's Harris in at the 3 slot. For Brook Lopez, disappointing start.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. For plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Here's Lynn. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. The kick out to Lopez. Hollis Jefferson passes to Lynn. It's stolen. Jackson dishes to Harris. And Luis Scola gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Ball's knocked loose. Lynn with the steal. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. The dish to Scola. Here's Hollis Jefferson, guarded by Harris. Just 5 on the clock. Lopez. Not enough on that one as it misses.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Jackson has the open look. Nailed from three-point land. Jackson's got 10 points in the game. And here is Lynn. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Morris. And Lure kicks to Harris. Jackson passes to Caldwell Pope. To the inside. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Changes for Brooklyn. Trevor Booker comes in for Luis Scola. And it's Vasquez in for Hollis Jefferson. And Detroit with a change here, too. Johnson, he's checked in for Morris.
And Detroit with a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
Here's Kilpatrick. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Vasquez dishes to Lopez. Here's Booker. Misses and the dry spell continues. Detroit leading by 5. Caldwell Pope kicks to Harris. Some solid defense there from Lynn. Greg, you just said the Pistons had a ton of back-to-back games. 44 were part of their back-to-backs over half their schedule. They won 15 and 29 in those games.
And that's part of the reason why the NBA wanted to examine the schedule. I mean, it was a tough year for the Pistons. It's hard to get any momentum when you're playing that many back-to-backs.
Detroit, no good that time either.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Vasquez passes to Lopez. That falls. Great assist by Vasquez. Lopez has got the game tied up here for Brooklyn. Detroit's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Jackson dishes to Harris. And it's sent back by Lopez. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Lynn with the ball. Offensive rebound.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Here's Jackson. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Brooklyn's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Johnson left side. Rebounded by Kilpatrick.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it. And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
They need this. Caldwell Pope. Rebound by Vasquez. The Nets with the lead. Shoots from 8. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Caldwell Pope kicks to Lewis. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Lewis got 7.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
Timeout called the Nets.
And guys, you know, Cantavius Caldwell Pope, this guy screams potential at you. I mean, perfect size and length and speed for a 2-guard. He plays both ends. Right now, it's all about consistency for him.
Both teams will make substitutions. The Nets have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. On the topic of Caldwell Pope, he's the kind of guy who needs a year to feel his way around. In college, Greg, you may recall he showed dramatic improvement between years 1 and 2. The same thing has been true in the pros.
Yeah, and he has everything going for him. I mean, excellent outside shot, tremendous defensive tools. He just needs to add some strength and stay in attack mode to reach the next level in his development.
So it's Detroit now. After the basket by Brooklyn, there's a screen. Smith the pass to Bullock. To the wing on the left. To the paint. Nice shot by Smith. Smith's got his second basket of the night.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Now, here is 4. Got a hand on it. Bullock kicks to Johnson. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts. So it's Brooklyn now, trailing by 2. Here is Vasquez. 8 points for him. He dishes it to 4. There's a screen by Robinson. Just 3 to shoot. Shoots. And it's Foy missing.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
From 8, and Detroit again with the bucket.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks that Coach drew up.
Here's 4, following the bucket by the Pistons. Kicks it to Bennett. Foy with it. He's against Smith. Here's Robinson. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And Thomas Robinson has been on a lot of teams here in his short time in the league. Not easy to find a spot when you're always getting moved.
And for Robinson, the trades weigh on him as well. Clarkie said last season that he just wants to prove that he belongs here.
Well, you know, he's yet to find the right fit for a team, but the skill set is clearly there. I mean, he's an NBA player. There's no doubt about that. Looked great for Philadelphia near the end of the year as he got minutes with them.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Nets were pretty far back from relevance at times last season, as we saw. It took a late season hot streak for them, Greg, to get into the playoff picture.
Yeah, and that was a neck-and-neck race with the Pacers right till the very end. Not exactly what they had in mind at the start of the season, but they did pull through.
Nets trail by 3. Vasquez with it. He's got 8. There's a screen by Robinson. Off the screen. That's tipped.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
Here's Marjanovic. Screen by Smith. Jumper off the screen. And it's Randy Foye with the rebound.
And, you know, for the Nets, they ended up being bounced out of the first round, fell to the #1 seed Hawks. They put up a good fight against Atlanta and made the series interesting, but still came up short.
Now here's Vasquez. Pass to Robinson. Just 4 to shoot. Releases. No luck. And the Pistons now going the other way.
And for the Nets in the postseason, they did have a good showing despite that early exit. Many people expected the Hawks to sweep, but they took them to 6 games and capped what was an interesting year for Brooklyn overall.
And here we go. Here's Foye. Finished off the break. Foye's got 9.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Smith kicks to Harris. Here's Marjanovic. Here's Drummond. Robinson with the block. And they're able to recover. Harris misses.
Really good job on the inside that time. He had to work for that rebound, and he got it done. Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Nets trail by 3. Now Vasquez. He's got 8. There's a good screen. Now, here is Foye. He's covered closely. 5 on the clock. He feeds it to Booker. High, arcing shot. Here's Robinson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
The Nets have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6.
And thus far, really not their year when you talk about free throw shooting. Only around a 70% clip on the season.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Vasquez. And Detroit with a change here, too. Morris is checked in. He hits the second from the line.
Yeah, the Pistons ended last season with a record of 32-50. They played decently enough against the rest of the East and had 23 of their 32 wins against the Eastern Conference.
Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It will be 3 points if he converts at the line.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
The Nets have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. You have to love the newest stadium in the NBA here at Barclays. Very state-of-the-art, outstanding facility.
Yeah, the Nets have a nice home here. I bet they wish they were stronger here at home. Finished under 500 last season with a record of 19-22.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. The feed to Foye. Launches it. And the Nets, another 3.
You know, guys, that 19-22 record here in Brooklyn certainly is staying for the Nets. I mean, they would be the only team to make the playoffs in the NBA last year with a losing record.
And Drummond throws it down.
Explosive leaping ability.
Oh, that was pretty. And he just has that, Clark, that effortless knack for getting inside.
And guys, how about how fearsome he is at times? I mean, you'd hate to be the guy tasked with guarding him. And with the Nets' struggles at home last season, they were simply outshot in this building. Also, they were the second worst in rebound differential at home, meaning they got killed on the glass here.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And it's Smith penetrating. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Smith's got the game tied up here for the Pistons. Here's 4. 12 points for him. And 1:01 left in the second quarter. The shot from 20 feet away. Wow, way off on that one. They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
It's stolen by Foy. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. That's good. Hollis Jefferson's got 11 points.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Detroit's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Morris kicks to Smith. All alone. Thomas Robinson with the rebound. Robinson's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Hollis Jefferson passes to Foy. That one off the back iron and out. Now here is Smith. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Nets lead by 2. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance the hometown fans are witnessing here tonight. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. Some good action during the period, as it was just a 1-point game at the end of 1. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. The 3 E's, Shaq. That's all I got to say. They've avoided turning the basketball over, and that's a recipe for success. Now, here's how they do it. By sacrificing the highlight reel plays, you get good looks, and those home run plays will still come.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
The big positive, I think, their points in the paint. They were determined to work the ball inside of Ernie. It worked. It's always worked. I got 4 rings. I know it works for a fact. That's why they call me Dr. O'Neal, because I'm a master at being dominant on the inside. Anyway, you got to keep that going, because that will continue to open things up for them on the perimeter.
And that'll wrap up our halftime show. The third quarter set to go moments from now. We will be right back here after the game.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for Foy. He has 12 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
Brooklyn's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. Scola out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Jeremy Lin. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Kilpatrick in at the 2. So that's the Nets 5. To the middle. It's tipped. 2-on-9. No one back to stop this. And the shot is good. Hollis Jefferson's got the lead up to 4 now for the Nets.
Outstanding pass in transition there for the easy deuce.
Pistons shooting reasonably well, 45%. Harris a screen on Lynn. Jackson dishes to Harris. Scola with the rebound. Nets leading by 4. Kilpatrick passes to Lynn. And for those of you tuning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Inside, Lopez. Oh, that's blocked. And here's Jackson. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Morris a screen. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
The Pistons have gone 5 of 8 from the charity stripe here tonight.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
And Caldwell Pope drops them both. Here is Lynn. He gives a bit of a scoring lift to the team, averaging 8 points a game. Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. Lopez, a screen on Harris. Lopez left side. To the left wing. Rocket 6. Lopez sets a screen for Lynn. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Andre Drummond picks one up. And the hope for Jeremy Lin last season was that he'd take a step forward in his development, but it almost was the opposite in his play.
And that can happen. You don't always go a straight line north in your improvement in this league. He's been on an upward swing as far as his shooting accuracy, but last season was the worst since his rookie year in that area.
And talking about Lin last season, he never quite gelled with what they were doing in Los Angeles. Both he and Kobe need the ball to be effective, and I got a feeling you guys know which one of those two is going to get it.
John Lure, he's checked in for Drummond. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
And, you know, getting back to Lin, he was actually pretty strong starting out the season. In November, he made 48% of his shots, 37% from downtown. But in April, he only hit 24% from the field and was eventually shut down for the year.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Lopez, no luck.
It has not been an ideal start to the second half. They've missed 3 of their first 4.
Rebound, Brooklyn. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. There's Hollis Jefferson. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 3 assists in the game. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Jackson. He's got 10. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope to tie. That's good. Caldwell Pope's got it all tied up now for the Pistons. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Pistons team.
Yeah, and they took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Yeah, Greg, you're right. They're the better team. I mean, they expect to win this matchup. We'll see if they can take care of business tonight. He's definitely shaken up. They're using a timeout to let their trainer take a look at it.
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
And it's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Booker, he's checked in for Luis Scola.
Trevor Booker.
Here's Kilpatrick. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Kilpatrick's got 5 now.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
Old-fashioned, isn't it, my man? Old-fashioned. Pound the rock basketball, and it is definitely working for them.
And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Vasquez, he's checked in for the Nets. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's foul number 2 for him.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Here's Caldwell Pope, guarded by Vasquez. Johnson outside, launches it. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Detroit had a hard time making shots consistently last season. Clark, not a good shooting team from the floor, and of course, that's in this league, it's going to kill you.
Yeah, it really will. I mean, at one point last year, Kevin, 3 of their 5 starters were in the bottom 10 in terms of players' field goal percentage. I mean, hard to win any game that way.
Nets leading by 4. Dishes it to Vasquez. Here's the screen. Here's Kilpatrick. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Kevin, just enough presence to bother that 3-point attempt there.
Yeah, but for a guy that shoots it as well as he does, I'd say that is an easy look.
The Nets have gone a somewhat so far 4-10 on their shots in the second half so far. Lin kicks to Lopez. Nets passing it around. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
It's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Nets.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode from the defensive end.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Now here's Lin. He has 5. They set the pick. And there's the pass to Brooklyn. Got a hand on it. Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break. Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Sure has been. I mean, guys, momentum is hard to come by in this one. I mean, it seems like one team gets the lead, and then the other one storms right back.
Both teams getting it done defensively, as evidenced by the 8 lead changes thus far.
So it's Brooklyn now after the basket by Detroit. Here's Lin. He kicks to Lopez. Here's Booker. And the shot falls short this time.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Shot's good. And now a 3-point Piston lead.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
Pass to Kilpatrick. Here's the screen. Here's Vasquez. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Vasquez, guys, remarkable consistency over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, his three-point percentage went up a little bit, Kevin, but that's about it. I mean, it's possible. We just need to accept that this is who he is. I mean, he's a good playmaker. He plays with great enthusiasm and energy, and we need to leave it there. Don't expect much more than that.
And the Pistons making a change here. Smith has checked in. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. They set the pick. Caldwell Pope kicks to Johnson. To the paint, Marjanovic. Lopez with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Lynn's got it. And it's Lopez at the elbow. All sorts of time. No good.
Early on, he tried to shoot his way out of this funk, but later in the game now, you might want to just give it up and look for his teammates to do the scoring. Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession. And talking about Vasquez, guys, good size for a point guard. Solid ball handler and playmaker when he's put in that role. But he needs the ball to be truly effective. And last season, the ball belonged to Kyle Lowry.
And for Vasquez, he doesn't have the foot speed to track opposing point guards. He tries to compensate with good use of angles, but he did do a solid job defending the pick and roll last season using his superior size and anticipation in that area.
2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. Both teams deciding to change it up. And the second free throw, good. The Pistons leading. To the paint. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Here's Marjanovic, covered by Foy. Smith with a wide open look. The shot will not go. And it's the Nets taking it the other way.
Yeah, not afraid of the physical play, but he still needs to stay under control.
Yeah, he obviously was not under control right there. Not much doubt he was going to get whistled for the over-the-back call.
Lynn with it. He has 5. They set the pick. Feeds it to Ford. Lynn kicks to Bennett. 6 on the shot clock. Booker dishes to Ford. To tie. Rebound Andre Drummond.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here that they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Now here's Lynn. The dish to Bennett. Kicks to Ford. Lynn against Smith. Fires the 3. Lynn's shot is off.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Drummond passes to Pope. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
You can see where the Pistons rank in the league stats over these last 10 games now. 5th in steals. 5th in fewest turnovers per game. And they are in the top third of the league in assists. With the quality of players they have, you thought they might be better there, but not bad.
And that ranking in the steals category, airtight perimeter defense, is one of the things that makes this team go. Their aggressiveness, for me, sets them apart.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
throw good. Bullock.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Detroit making a switch here. Morris is checked in. And so Bullock nails both of them.
He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Lynn kicks to Robinson. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Pistons.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
And he knocks down the first one.
Boy, and for Randy Foye, I thought it was a big bounce-back year for him last season. His points per game were the highest they've been in 5 years, and his field goal percentage was the highest it's been in 5 years as well.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Skola's checked in. Talking about Randy Foye last year. One difference is that he started almost every game, 78 the most in his career. That may have given him, Greg, additional confidence. Who knows?
Well, where I was impressed, Kevin, with his improvement was as a facilitator and rebounder. He seemed to lose his mojo for a few years in there, but last season, I really feel like he got it back.
Drummond, a bit of a disappointing season last year. Not so much in play, but people wanted to see a bigger leap from him. Now, his numbers are still pretty jaw-dropping, but I think he's got so much there to give.
He has a lot of potential, Kevin. And listen, I don't think his play was bad. He just had such huge expectations to live up to. I mean, player development is not a straight line, and it would have been very hard to have him take another huge leap forward. Sometimes you have that sophomore jinx, but I'm expecting a big year from him this season.
Harris is checked in for Detroit. So we can't get either to fall.
You know, for Drummond last season, his numbers were relatively the same. The expectations placed on him were so hard for him to live up to. Maybe now those will be tempered a bit and he'll play better.
Now here's Lynn. He has 5. 5 on the clock. And the Nets miss again.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
And another thought on Drummond, a lot more was expected of him last year, and he saw more attention. Even though his numbers were close to the same, I really felt his impact on the floor was not.
Now here's Lynn. Scola kicks to Lynn. Free throw line jump shot. But he stays with it. He dishes it to Bennett. There's a screen by Robinson. Here's Foye. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Foye's got 15.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick-fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Bullock dishes to Morris. To the inside, and stolen by Scola. Foye from long range. Let's keep it alive. Harris on the double team. Here's Lynn. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see. Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Now here's Lynn. He has 5. The feed to Bennett. Lynn against Smith. 5 to shoot. Shot off the pit. Can't get it to go. Now the Pistons take it the other way.
They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
It's been a difference maker for them in this game. That's what's put them in front.
Here's Smith. 8 points for him. Drummond the screen. Morris with a screen on Lynn. Lynn against Harris. Morris left side. Doubled by Scola. Morris passes to Bullock. The 17-footer. And no good. Trying to use the glass. If they play the clock right, they can go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
Out left to the wing. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Reggie Bullock. That'll be a 5-second call.
Yeah, this is not about charity, folks. That's his 4th giveaway already. He's letting his guard down out there.
And the Nets with possession here. It's a 5-point game. Hollis Jefferson passes to Lynn. And he banks in the layup. Lynn's got 7 points.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Detroit's gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Now, here is Morris. He has 5. Here's Jackson. Soft touch off the glass. He's got 12.
They're straying away from the 3-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many 3-pointers in this half.
Outside, Lynn beyond the arc. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. Pistons ahead. They lead by 5. We've got more in store for you right after this. And thanks for joining us again as the 4th quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Pistons leading by 5. And on the floor for Detroit here in the 4th. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Johnson is out there with Tobias Harris. And it's Drummond in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Caldwell Pope. No good. Excellent D there for Scola. Pass to Kilpatrick. The Nets working the ball around now. Lopez a screen. Vasquez kicks to Scola. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. Lures checked in for the Pistons. And that one falls for Luis Scola. Here's Jackson. Johnson in the corner. Releases. Brooklyn with the rebound. Lopez has got rebound number 5 here tonight. To the wing right side. Vasquez to tie it up. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got his 6th rebound on the night. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. For plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
Now, here's Lopez. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Vasquez with it. Guarded now by Jackson. 4 on the shot clock. That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket for Scola.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Johnson the screen. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
So far in the game for Lure, he's got 11 points and 1 steal. The motor on this guy is amazing. Completely revved up. He's been everywhere today.
And it's hard to say which has influenced the game more, really, his offense or his D. I mean, take your pick.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
Good, Lure. The Nets making a switch here. Booker's checked in. And Lure drops them both. Nets trail by 4. To the middle. Here's Booker. That falls. Great assist by Vasquez. Vasquez has got assist number 5 here tonight. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the 4th. Outside Jackson. He feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Drummond working against Lopez. Johnson wide open. He fires. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Here's the break, pushing it up. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Now that's how to finish the break. Rebound with push.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Now here's Jackson. Here's Drummond. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
I tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
Pistons have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. On the wing, Jackson. Dishes to Lure. Johnson for 3. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Now here's Vasquez. Lopez right side. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Lure dishes to Jackson. The pass to Caldwell Pope. Back to Jackson. Uncovered. Rebounded by Kilpatrick.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Stolen by Jackson. He's all alone. Goes up. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And Clark, that's really deflating for a team to cough up the ball and have it turn into points immediately on the other end.
You know, Greg, it feels like giving up 2 baskets, the one you didn't get, and then the one you allow the opponent to get. Well, Vasquez, man, what an example of tremendous passing skill.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Trevor Booker, and it's Jeremy Lin in for Vasquez.
One shot. One shot.
Detroit leading by 4. Outside Jackson, and it's a defensive 3-second violation.
One shot, gentlemen.
It's good from Jackson.
This is a positive trend for him, especially here in the second half. Shooting just above 80% right now. And that's more than respectable. That's good free throw shooting.
Down low, Bogdanovic. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Ooh, rising and punching it on the young fella. You know he loves having that much of a height advantage. Best chance to get yourself on the highlight reel.
Here's Lynn. After the basket by Detroit. He kicks it to Lopez. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Pass to Lynn. Here's Scola. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
We've seen Luis Scola playing a good game here. 9 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
You know what? The number is not huge, but he has been doing some valuable defensive work for him.
Luis Scola. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Luis Scola. And he can't hit the second.
They've done their part here to run down a lot of missed shots. A solid rebounding effort.
Yeah, energy has been the difference, and they're fighting for every loose ball and giving as good as they get on the inside.
And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
And after a scoreless first half, you're starting to see signs of life here in the second.
Now Lynn. Pass to Kilpatrick. Screen by Scola. Back to Lynn. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. No good off the back of the rim.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
All of the scoring in tight is coming at that end of the court.
You know, they found the holes in the defense and really doing a great job of exploiting them.
So it's Brooklyn now after the basket by Detroit. Lopez sets a screen for Lynn. At the top of the key, Scola. Gets the front of the rim and out. Detroit leading by 11. Caldwell Pope passes to Jackson. Harris up top to the right side. Here's Caldwell Pope. Misses the three. The Nets have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Lynn kicks to Lopez. Here's Hollis Jefferson, guarded by Jackson. Here's Lopez. And the shot no good, a bit short. Pistons have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. Here's Harris. Shot is off. Some solid defense there from Lynn. Nets trail by 11. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
It's Drummond with the drive. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
Scola, a screen on Jackson. Lynn dishes to Lopez. Trying to find Scola. He's got it now. And he gets the bucket.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Pistons leading by 11. Outside Jackson. Out to the wing. Drummond working against Lopez. 6 to shoot. Back to Harris. Tries from 16. And it's Lynn with the rebound. Lynn's got 6 rebounds in the game. Feeds to Lopez. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. And Drummond kicks to Caldwell Pope. Pistons passing it around. And it's Harris off the drive and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. They get Luis Scola. And for Tobias Harris, a resurgence of sorts last season, Clark, especially from behind the arc where he shot a career-high 36%.
You know, he'd only hit 25% from three the year before, Kevin. So, yeah, a monster improvement in accuracy from long range.
The first one falls.
And getting back to Harris, there's just so much to like about his game. He lives in the gym, has a tremendous feel for the game, and he knows how to maximize his production within those athletic limitations.
The Pistons making a change here. Morris is checked in. And Harris drops them both.
You know, the thing about Harris is he's a combo forward, extremely versatile. At 6'8", he struggles with size against the better power forward, and he lacks the athleticism of the better small forward. So to get the most out of him, you have to put him in the right matchups.
Lynn kicks to Lopez. Wide open look.
Boy, you can see his struggles from the field, and I think it's really starting to get to him. The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Here's Lynn after the made shot from Andre Drummond. Screen by Scola. Pulls up, high post. They grab their own miss. And that one's good by Lopez.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Outside Jackson. Caldwell Pope. The shot misses. Excellent D there for Scola. Rebound, Detroit. Morris has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
I think it's going to be tough for them to trim this deficit if he keeps missing those kinds of shots, Kevin. I mean, they need his points. He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
Now here's Lynn. Following the miss by Marcus Morris.
No other way to put it. Just a rough quarter in terms of scoring. He has not been helping at all.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
A rim rocker.
Looked for a second like he might rip the cylinder loose.
I tell you what, that is some grown man strength on that attack.
Here's Lynn after the basket by Detroit. Timeout called, the Nets.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there. Yeah, they were getting winded. Good call here to give them a quick breather.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I was able to listen in on what the Nets coach was going over with his team. He's not pleased with the careless turnovers offensively, saying, listen, we've got to get shots. It's as simple as that. We have to play smart and value the basketball. Kevin, did it sink in?
Screen by Scola. Here's Kilpatrick. The shot is off. And it's Detroit the other way. Outside Jackson. There's the dish to Drummond. Kicks it to Caldwell Pope. Doubled by Scola. Caldwell Pope passes to Harris. The feed to Morris. Clock at 6. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. And that one's good. Drummond.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
1:29 left to play here in the fourth. Lynn dishes to Lopez. Rebound, Detroit.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Detroit.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Well, Kevin, timing and anticipation, they got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum in this one.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Greg. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
And as we've come to expect, another big game tonight and an impressive exhibit for Andre Drummond. He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
And Marcus Morris is nicknamed Mook. He has a twin brother, older by 7 minutes, named Markeith. Both brothers played at Kansas, drafted 13th and 14th in the same year, eventually played for the same pro team. That is joined at the hip.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Then for the Pistons, Johnson, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. Reggie Bullock comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And he sinks the second. And looking at the Morris brothers' careers through last season, the one area they haven't been joined at the hip in is in performance. Markeith has shown steady improvement over his first 4 years. Marcus Morris has had a very up and down start to his career.
And you know, Kevin, Marcus has talent. He has versatility. He just hasn't found his role. It's time for him to step out of his brother's shadow and really establish who he is as a player.
Here's Smith, following the basket by Thomas Robinson. Inside, here's Johnson. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Brooklyn, Stanley Johnson. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And both free throws good for Johnson. And here's Brooklyn, trailing by 17. Here's Foy. He dishes it to Robinson. On the wing, Brown. Here's Bennett. Gets it to fall.
You know, I think, Kevin, they took a bit of a chance there going to the double team, and that left another guy open out there.
And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And we send you now over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Andre Drummond. The fourth quarter was all him. It was like he couldn't miss, and it was just one basket after another.
Well, his ability to get into the paint, get to the rim was deadly. For a guy who's mainly a perimeter shooter, it was remarkable how many of his points came right at the bucket.
Well, Andre Drummond asserted himself in a big way in this game. He is a terrifying presence, and tonight he was fully motivated and engaged. His rebounding on both ends of the court has always been sensational. The man was just a monster in the paint.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.